At just 38 years of age, Chad Hawkins has become a well-known author and artist of LDS temples. His passion for painting the sacred temples began as a teenager.
These are all pieces from the original Nauvoo temple.
Temple artist Chad Hawkins has an armoire filled with treasures.
This is from the Manti temple. This was limestone that came from the temple site itself.
Treasures from temples all around the world.
This one from the Dominican Republic is called Cranberry Granite.
Gifts that tell stories larger than life, like this mortar from the St. George, Utah temple.
Although it's over 100 years old, has hair from pioneers who actually donated their hair to be placed in the mortar of the temple, which has strengthened it.
Hawkins paints temples hoping to strengthen the testimonies of others. It began in high school when he drew the Salt Lake Temple for a class assignment.
Kathy, my love of art has always been there. I've loved it. It was such a part of me that I didn't think it's just like breathing.
That first drawing was so popular, it sold out. 9 different temples later, Hawkins had enough money to pay for his mission to Frankfurt, Germany.
I'm grateful to do what I do and not only draw and do things that I love, but to draw things that I'm passionate about, I believe in, and hopefully will bless people's lives. That's what makes it all worthwhile.
Hawkins has visited over 80 of the current temples and does exhaustive research, especially when it came to painting the new Nauvoo temple.
Praise to the man who communed with Jehovah.
I chose to paint the picture as it would appear in July at the time of the prophet Joseph's martyrdom. Nauvoo is the city of Joseph, and I wanted to make this painting a tribute to our great prophet of the Restoration. And so I drew the painting, or I painted it as it would appear at the exact same date and time, even 5:16 p.m. I was there on that date when the sun was setting at that time, and I painted it as it would have appeared. Several years later, when the temple was dedicated, President Hinckley dedicated that temple at the exact same date and time as the prophet's martyrdom.
Several of Hawkins' paintings came before he went through the temple himself. Now, after being sealed to his wife and the birth of 5 children, his paintings, his treasures, mean more than ever.
To draw something that can really be a part of people's lives and remind them that this life is not what it's all about, but in the temple, we make covenants that bind for eternity. Boy, there's nothing else I'd rather do.
Chad Hawkins joins me now. And Chad, I love in your paintings, I'm not sure how many people know about this, but that you have hidden images in all of your paintings.
That's the fun part about what I get to do. I paint the temples. I try to do it accurately and with great reverence, but I also like to hide things in my artwork. The first one I ever did is the Salt Lake Temple. It has the hand of God holding the temple. You'll see the wrist, and then there's the thumb.
And that's like the foundation, right?
It's the foundation of the temple, but it's also representative of how our bodies are also built upon the foundation of Christ. All right, so we should have a firm foundation also. So I drew a hand in the foundation of the temple. I drew that when I was 17, and still today, you know, many, many years later, people come up to me and they look at me and they say, they hold their hand. And I say, yeah, I drew that.
I know which one you mean.
After all this time.
You've painted over 70 temples. Is there one that really sticks out to you that you love doing more than any other?
Outside of Salt Lake and Nauvoo, I'd have to almost say Hawaii, because my wife and I love Hawaii. We love the history of the temple there. It's an incredible setting, but also the culture there. It's such a great place to be.
Now, you're not just an artist, you're an author as well. You know so much about the temples. Tell us about your books.
Yeah, well, I believe my artwork is only as good as the research I do prior to my art, and so I've written several books, all based upon temples. And my first one was called The First 100 Temples, and I've since done 5 other books, 6 total, and the most recent one is called The Mountain of the Lord. It's awesome. It's fun to do. To be honest, I love writing as much as I do painting the temples. It's all fun.
Well, we can't wait, because you're going to be joining us in the weeks and months ahead to talk more about all your knowledge about the temples. What can we expect in the weeks to come?
I am so looking forward to it. I give firesides all the time, and when I give my firesides, I always try to show reverence for temples, but also a great enthusiasm, because we live in a historic, exciting time, and there are sacred, reverent stories, but Kathy, there are also exciting, wonderful stories, so many of which people don't know about, and I've been to the temples, and I'm going to share these stories that people are going to love, not many people know about them. And also I'll mix in some interesting trivia type things that will test your temple knowledge. It's going to be fun.
We look forward to it. Chad, thanks so much. You know so much about it. I love the hair in that mortar. That was great. So we'll hear more. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kathy.
Chad Hawkins joining us here on Mormon Times. Coming up next, we'll be right back with more.